Governor David Umahi's defection from the opposition People's Democratic Party, or PDP, to the ruling All Progressives Congress, or APC, is being seen by many as a staggering U-turn, having won the governorship election twice on the PDP's ticket. Earlier, he gave reasons for his, where he discussed earlier with my colleague Charles Ayangolo on the Arise interview. Take a listen.
People felt that in that 2019, which the decision to zone that ticket to the north was agreed, 2015 against 2019, it was the feeling of the Southeast people that it was their turn. But circumstances and situation made them to agree to support a candidate from the north, with the opinion that that candidate, should he emerge victoriously, that he was going to do one tenure. And so when things started unfolding from 2019 to date, and I read the handwriting on the wall, and I started warning. First was the plan to remove all the working committee. And so we started agitation, about 6 months back. We had meetings and all kind of stuff. And then it dawned on me that the permutations and combinations would not favor Southeast. That Southeast would not even be allowed to even do vice presidential candidate of PDP. And so I decided to let them know, should we not decide on where this ticket of PDP would go, that I would not continue to support PDP.
Ebonyi State Governor David Umahi there. Well, one man who he called a dictator in that interview, and one of the reasons why he had to leave the PDP. Governor Nyesom Wike himself joins me now live from Port Harcourt. Good to have you on Newsnight again, Mr. Governor. All right, let's start with the defection of the governor of Ebonyi State, David Umahi, and the reasons he gave for leaving your party, the PDP. What would be your reactions to the reasons that he has given that the PDP has not been fair or just to the Southeast since 1999 till date, where the PDP has given its unalloyed, where the Southeast has given its unalloyed support to the PDP without any, positive response from the party?
Well, thank you very much. And there's an opportunity to let Nigerians know and to hold Nigerians responsible that part of what is going on is because Nigerians have kept quiet to politicians who come up any day, any time to give reasons to why this happened and that happened, playing on the intelligence of Nigerians, which is quite unfortunate. I just heard what my friend David Umahi said, and I feel so disappointed in him. But you see, it's important for people to have the record straight and know those who are actually playing on the intelligence of Nigerians, who are telling us lies because of their selfish interest. The politics started in 1999. Alexei Kwame ran against Obasanjo, and then Obasanjo picked the ticket and won as the presidential candidate of PDP. And then Obasanjo again ran in 2003 and was re-elected, and he ran with Atiku Abubakar in 2007. It was very unfortunate for the kind of politics we play. My friend Umahi said that PDP had been quite unfair to the Southeast. And now he believes that the people that will give them justice, who will treat them fairly, is the All Progressive Congress. As a student of history, if you want to put the portrait, now ask Umahi, when did he realize that PDP had been fair to the southeast. Umahi was the chairman of the party. Umahi became the deputy governor. Umahi became the governor, even though when his boss, former Governor Lechi, opposed his candidature. People like the former Secretary of Government of Federation, Senator Pius Ayim, said no, let's give him the opportunity. So he won in 2015. And then he also won in 2019. Now, all this while, Umahi never knew that there was injustice meted out to the people of the Southeast. But again, he said in 2019 that they thought they should have been giving them the candidates to run or to have been to them. But as for Umahi, who was the chairman of the PDP as regards to that zoning, who said that, look, the North should produce the candidates. And what was the reason behind it? The chairman was Deputy Senate President, Senator Ike Ekweremadu, who was given the mandate with his team to find out what happened, how we lost 2015, and what was going to happen in 2019. And so we agreed that the North should, since Buhari was going to have a second tenure, knowing the politics we play in this country, that it will be difficult if it's still Buhari as incumbent, if on the North, let us allow the North to also take, so that it will be as if it is North versus North. So we'll be able to bring in our own votes to support the PDP presidential candidate. What was the grounds of Umahi? Umahi should tell Nigerians the truth. Umahi says he attends church, is from a good family background, which I cannot dispute about it. Now, the problem was that when Atiku chose Peter Obi, Umahi became livid. Umahi said, look, why would Atiku choose Peter Obi? At least to show that there was no influence against the Southeast. PDP chose the Southeast person to be the vice presidential candidate. The APC did not choose VP from the Southeast. Now again, he has come to say, oh, that look, from his body language, from what you have seen, that at least, even if it's a vice presidential candidate, now you ask yourself a question. Umahi, are you talking about the presidency of Nigeria to go to Southeast? Or you're saying that, look, we want the vice presidency so that the whole world will know. Which means what you have done now is that APC have not even zoned.
All right, Mr. Governor, I do appreciate the background that you have given us, but the bone of contention seems to be Igbo presidency for 2023. Which is the reason that Dave Umahi, the governor of Ebonyi State, is putting forward for leaving the party. Exactly what is the position of the PDP as far as the Southeast and 2023 presidency is concerned? What exactly is the stance of your party on that?
Come out to say they're going to zone presidency to A, presidency to B, or presidency to South. In any case, Umahi is governor of Ebonyi State. We have governor of Enugu State. We have governor of Abia State. The Southeast should have been able to say, okay, look, we cannot continue to be in this party now that they don't want to zone presidency to us. So we're moving to APC, where we have seen that they are zoning the presidency to Southeast, which people would have said, okay, they are right. Remember, the condition that was given to PDP was given by the Ebonyi State House of Assembly. The governor of Ebonyi should be honest to tell Nigerians that we are all intelligent people. When you see what is going on, you know where it's coming from. He told me, and I spoke to him. I said, listen, PDP, we have to sit down. Presidency of Nigeria is not by you saying, I will be president. It has to do with everybody in the party sitting down and looking at the pros and cons. And so, okay, yes, we think that the Southeast should have it. That's what is done. It's not because you are interested, and therefore, you say, look, you will not go. But if you watch, he said in his interview and even broadcast that he was leaving politics in 2023. So when is he going to fight to realize the injustice against the people of the Southeast? If at all. You have the Senate Minority Leader. You have, look at what the senator said today, members of National Assembly. Former governor of the state said, look, we support that the presidency should come to the Southeast. And we believe in that. However, you cannot say by giving a party a condition, if they don't zone it, then you leave. The party you are going to, have they zoned it to the Southeast? Now you cannot convince people that because the APC has zoned it to Southeast, so I cannot leave because I'm fighting for the people of Southeast. Ebonyi should know that we are too smart for this. Nobody is a dunce. Even even if you have a son or a daughter, and you tell him or her this, they'll say, look, Dad, I don't think you're making any point. You are leaving that this would have done something.
Mr. Governor, if I may come in at this point, because we have to, put in as many questions as possible so that we can have clarity on these issues. Are you saying, in effect, that Governor Umahi's defection from the PDP is not likely to affect the fortunes of the party going forward, especially considering the fact that the ruling party is making moves right now to get other PDP governors in the Southeast in the APC fold?
Thank you very much. With all due respect, the mistake was made in Nigeria is that a state that does not have a governor means that they are likely not to win that state. Umahi's defection will not have any effect on us. Why I'm even talking about it? Like I said, he has a right. The Constitution guarantees him freedom of association. If Umahi has said, look, I've left the party to where I think I have my friends who are there, nobody will even complain about it. But when he now said, because of the injustice, and that's why people are called harassment, you are telling lies. It's not true. Umahi, you have romance with APC for how many years now? Umahi, all of us know your role. We had a meeting with you virtually, the PDP governors. Look at the statement you made. You told us that, look, that the president is your personal friend, and which we know is not correct, and that you said you are going to give the president so percentage. And we said so. I said, how can a governor talk this way? He said that there was no voting in Ebonyi State, where he allocating the votes to whoever you want to allocate the votes to. So Umahi is leaving. Yes, all of us. Naturally, you want to serve, if you attend today, you want to still have 11, 12. Nobody wants to reduce the number. But whether that would demean or reduce our chances in the Southeast, totally no, it will not. But I am speaking because he has come to blackmail the PDP, that why he left the party is because of injustice. When did he recognize this injustice? He was the party chairman. He became a deputy governor. He became a governor. He became a governor again. Just now. Umahi had recognized that there was injustice against APC. Let me tell you what our proverb is to say in my place, which please do not be offended if I say this. It may be crude, but it is important to illustrate this point. You know, in my place, when they say that, look, they accuse a man that he wants to sleep with his father's wife. He said no. That what happened was that the father's wife was naked and passed. Now, if your father's wife was naked and passed, your father's wife ought to be your mother. So you went and grabbed your mother. You're only looking for excuses for long. You have already made up your mind to sleep with the father's wife. Not that she was naked. If she was naked, you looked the other way. And that was the case here. So it is not true that because PDP had meted injustice against the Southeast, that is why Umahi said, Umahi spoke to me yesterday. Umahi has been speaking to me, and I've told him, presidential thing is not done that way. Be careful, it requires negotiation, it requires dialogue.
Mr. Governor, let me come in here with a few other things that the governor of Ebonyi State actually said. In this case, he directed some statements at your person and the role that you have been playing in the PDP till date. He used some words. He described you as a dictator. He also said that you single-handedly installed Secondus, that's the PDP chairman, as the chairman of the party. Let me put you on hold so that you can hear it from the horse's mouth, and we'll get your reactions to that right after.
I refuse to join issues with Wike because Wike is my friend. But Wike must know that he's a dictator. Wike must know that, one person cannot be called a crowd. And Wike must know that a lot of governors in PDP are very sad with him. He remote controls the party, and he said that I made my brother the vice chairman of PDP Southeast. I fund the Southeast, PDP from A to Z, and he has forgotten that, he single-handedly made Secondus the PDP chairman. He has forgotten that he wanted to also impose, one of his own as the minority leader in the House of Rep. He must know that there is nothing that happens in PDP without his authorization. He must know that he said that the PDP working committee members are beggars and the, armed robbers and the bribe takers. He has called them all kinds of unprintable names. And I've asked Governor Wike, who is my friend, so much. Let's not take on ourselves because it will be very dangerous for us to take on ourselves. So let us face the party. The party does not belong to him. And this is by no means personal.
All right, Mr. Governor, you heard Governor David Umahi there raising those issues and saying, there's things about yourself that you are a dictator and that you single-handedly installed the chairman of your party, the PDP, and a few other things that he said. I'd like to get your reactions to that.
My sister, thank you very much. Let me start from if you see the way he spoke, you know that he's a man that things are not good with him now. So whatever he says, but let me say something. It's unfortunate. I am not at the level of Governor Umahi. He said, I single-handedly imposed Secondus. That is an indictment on him. How did I? Secondus from my state, and he wants to run election. I came to him, please support Secondus. I went around to all the governors, please second this man. All of them agreed, even including Umahi, that when Secondus was the National Organizing Secretary, that Secondus stood by them. And therefore, they were going to support Secondus. It does not tell you a ban, so which means I said, Umahi, you must support Secondus. And Umahi, who is supposed to be a governor of a state, without thinking, now went to the convention and said, Wike said, I should support Secondus. Wike flogged him. And he went and supported Secondus. You can imagine the kind of governor you are talking about. There's nothing wrong. And I won't apologize to anybody. If somebody from River State wants to run an election, I have to go and talk to my colleagues why we should support this person. You have to say, no, We can't support him because from our records, he wouldn't be a good chairman. Now, he also said, I must control the NWC. At the same time, he said, I said, they are armed robbers. They are this. The people I'm controlling, I'm the one controlling them, according to him. And the same person also saying that they are armed robbers. The point must be made, and one man who will tell you one thing today, in the morning, in the afternoon, in the night. I do not go say one thing this morning, in the night, I say different thing. Umahi has shown the kind of character he's made of. Let me just tell you one thing. He said, I said about the NWC. I never said so. What I said, and I want to stand by it, and I said what I said, and I will not run away from it. I said, some members of NWC are tax collectors. Some members of NWC are tax collectors. I said so, and that's the stuff some of us are made up of. I never said NWC are tax collectors. So he must understand that. All of us in PDP know the romance of Governor Umahi before now with APC. We had a meeting and he came out to say, yes, he had an agreement with the president that he would give president at 5% or 40% as the case may be. Umahi cannot threaten me. He knows me too well. He cannot threaten me. He knows me too well. When the issue of Edose came up, I stood firm and I said,
all right.
We cannot go the way.
Yes, let me put this point in. You are making quite.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, I'll allow you land on that very quickly before I make my next point.
Okay, and I stood firm. I said, look, we cannot go this way. If we go this way, we'll destroy our party. We are bound to lose elections. Therefore, it requires everybody to sit together, to agree. And when all of us agreed, and we saw the success. But that affected us in Ondo State because we were not able to sit down and agree and ask Umahi of all these elections that took place, whether anybody saw him in the campaigns, anywhere. So, for me, Umahi has the right to move to APC. It's his constitutional right. But we cannot, in all cases, Umahi to stand to Umahi to blackmail PDP that made him chairman of party, deputy governor, and then you now realize that, look, injustice against service.
Question based on, let me ask you this,
Mr.
Governor, based on another statement that Governor Umahi made, that you are actually the one standing in the way of an Igbo presidency. What exactly is the truth about that?
How am I standing in the way of Igbo presidency? You see, that's why people are... Umahi, if he wants to run for president, he has to convince us. Such a character, do we trust him? Based on what even has happened, can you trust such a character? And he's talking about he doesn't want us to go one way. If I dare Umahi, I dare him in 24 hours to come up, I will tell the people of Ebonyi State what they will hear. Umahi will not enter Ebonyi State. How will I stand against Igbo presidency? Am I ready for presidency or whatever? What in terms of supporting Igbo president, will Umahi contribute more for Igbos to be president than me in terms of vote? In terms of what? In terms of what? So why would I do that? The fear he has is that, or he believes that, look, Umahi, let me also tell you, the presidency Umahi is flagging. All of us know what he wants to do. He did it under Atiku. Called President Atiku and independently asked President Atiku. When President Atiku went to see him, what did Umahi say? Because President Atiku gave Peter Obi, to be his running mate, Umahi was livid. Umahi became so angry. Is Peter Obi not from Southeast? What is the problem? Now, okay, when you don't have justice in PDP, tell me the justice you have now in APC that you can convince the Igbos.
Mr. Governor, now that you've made that point very, very clear, but I would like to know exactly when the PDP will make that final decision on the 2023 presidency.
See, that's the problem. I'm not the chairman of the party. We have NEC, we have NWC, we have caucus of the party. As I speak to you, the caucus are meeting in Abuja. I'm not there. I'm in Port Harcourt. Because I said, look, I cannot because I have so much to do. But tomorrow I will join them in the next meeting. Now, we cannot sit here to say PDP makes so decision now. We are opposition party. We are watching what the ruling party is doing. And that's what we have told him. Gentlemen, be calm. Let's watch what the ruling party is doing. We are opposition party. We're not ruling party. We must be very careful. And that's why we say he has been working for APC. He wants us to take a decision that will jeopardize our interest tomorrow when we don't know where the ruling party is headed to. So we must be very, very careful. So the issue of when PDP will take a decision to say where it's going to, it's not here, not there. We're 2020, we're 2021. Why are you
Are you saying, Mr. Governor, that the PDP cannot make a decision, especially based on general sentiments across the country, that in the name of fairness, in the name of justice, in the name of equity and a sense of belonging, that the Southeast really should be primed to take over in 2023? Isn't that the direction really that the PDP should be going?
That's not the issue. Him that has won the APC, which is the ruling party, has APC come up to say that they were zoning the presidency to APC. Assuming tomorrow the APC does not zone it to the Southeast, what's he going to say? Politics is strategy. You watch circumstance, you watch what's going on. You cannot come and unveil yourself too early. So it is very wrong for him to say, and you to tell me, look, it's not based on a sentiment. Let APC come up now to say they have zoned it to Southeast. Then you now find out what PDP will say. But not because him as Ebonyi State will tell PDP, if you don't zone it now, I will leave. And then you want PDP to say, okay, since Ebonyi Governor said, if you don't zone it now, let's zone it now if it doesn't leave. Nobody takes that rubbish. That's a complete badass. Nobody will take it. Nobody will take it. Because even for you to be president, you need the support of all other states. You need the support of River State. Okay. You need the support of Bayelsa State. You need everybody. You don't threaten people to say, if it's not zoned now, I will leave. Meanwhile, where you are going to, have they zoned it to you? That you now want to tell your people.
We'll find out in due course. But let's talk about your role generally within the PDP. You have become a powerhouse of some sorts, and that was demonstrated during the Edo election, where you were right in the center of the action there, and you did deliver. I mean, Obaseki is the PDP governor in Edo State now. How would you assess your role in the PDP so far?
No, let me tell you. Edo, if you believe, I have a father. My father trained me, or brought me up as a child. He sent me to primary school. He paid my school fees. He sent me to secondary school. He sent me to university. And I went to Ghana University. And then I became a man. All of a sudden, I realized that that's man who took me from childhood to where I am today is no longer my father. How do you feel about that? You see, the problem is that I cannot and I will not. Whatever I am today was given to me by PDP. And so I owe PDP a lot. Anything that will happen to bring down PDP, I will stand and I'll fight against that. Now let me tell you some of the characters, some of them. Ebonyi governor, he knows. When we were fighting Sheriff, Ebonyi governor was romancing with Sheriff. It was when we asked former Governor Umahi, I stand to say the truth, and no governor can tell me in PDP that this was how we defeated Sheriff when he became an agent of the ruling party. People like Ebonyi governor were playing double standard. But you know, in a family, even when you have a bad child, you try to see how you can make that bad child to change. To say, look, the way you are going is not the best way. But you do your best. If the bad child does not want to change, you won't kill yourself. It's like a father. You have a child whom you have suffered for. He became a drug addict. He became somebody who in public smokes anyhow, he drinks anyhow. You will try as a father, listen, my son, this is not the best way to go. See how you will do. You will try your best. And when he does not accept, then you say, God, I've done my best. And you leave him. This is the same thing that has happened to Umahi, who has been romancing with APC secretly. They came to River State. He led the Southeast people that came here. You were there, you had it. He said yes. He agrees that he goes to Villa in the night and I go in the morning. And I've read this issue before.
Okay, Mr. Governor, this is no longer about Umahi because there are so many other issues. There are reports, there are indications that you may have your eyes actually on the 2023 ticket. And so there is some kind of alignment and realignment with some northern governor for you to be part of that ticket. Do you want to clarify on that?
I don't understand what he says. I have an eye on what?
Presidency, on the presidential ticket for 2023. Maybe as vice president, while a northerner picks the ticket for presidency.
Okay,
that may just be the reason why you would not be support of a Southeast presidency.
The issue of vice president is not a duty to me. My friend, His Excellency Ratrable Aminu Waziri Tambuwa wanted to run for president in 2018. I owe no apologies to anybody because I believe he had the capacity, he had what it takes to be president, but he didn't win. And I never abandoned the party. I supported the party. Let any state challenge me that they supported the party, they supported Atiku more than me, even though I never supported Atiku in the primaries. So the issue of vice presidency has always been there, even when my first tenure. And I've told you, Aminu Tambuwa has never come to me now to say, my brother, that thing I did in 2018, I want to try it again. I will ask questions. We always have this fear. My performance is a threat to people like Umahi. My performance is a threat. It's all over. But I have told you here, I have never one day let one person tell me whom I have met, whom I have discussed, that look, let us support so person for president because I want to be vice president. And that's the problem we have in Nigeria. Everybody speculation. Umahi told me, and I do know, he wants to run for presidency. He cannot deny it. And I told him, that's not the way to go about it. You have a right to have ambition. But look, don't go this way of saying, if it's not given to Southeast, that you leave the party. I could also say, any other state could also say, look, if you don't give us, we'll leave the party. And that's not what things work. Things don't work out that way. And even if you go to Southeast, who tells you you are the one? Umahi, did you sit with the three senators? See what they said today. We support presidency of Southeast. But the way you are going about it, your selfish interest cannot be the way to work out. Did you speak with the governor of Enugu, and the senators. This was the governor of Abia, and the senators and the leaders there. What did they say? Southeast would have come out and said, look, PDP, from what we have seen, does not want to give us presidency. Therefore,
Mr. Governor,
hold on. No. I can see your name. Hold on. I don't want to accuse you of bias, but hold on. After the Southeast, people come out to say, now it has been zoned to Southeast. APC have zoned it to Southeast. We're happy because APC loves Southeast. We are joining them. And then you will just say, oh, I've seen injustice since 1999. Since 1999, it's now you saw the injustice to move to APC. That's not correct. You are playing on the intelligence of people. You are not the only intelligent person. There are some people who are very intelligent from the Southeast, but they're not talking. Does not mean that they don't have anything to say.
Yes, Mr. Governor, that's a point that you have made, and you have made very well in the course of the program tonight. But would you put yourself up for that ticket in the event that the PDP actually zones the presidency for 2023 to the south, whether it be south-south or southeast?
Now, let me tell you, if today the PDP says we will zone the presidency to the south, they don't zone regionally. In the south, we can say, okay, let it go to the southeast, let it go to the southwest, let it go to the south. If the presidency, looking at how we are, now being zoned to the south, they said they want southeast, I will support southeast. If they don't say, look, it is zoned to the south, let's go to southwest, I will support southwest. But if they say, okay, they will zone to the south, and then within the southern meeting to say, look, now that the presidency has been zoned to us, we want you to go to the south side. Then that's another issue. But for you to say, when the party has not even met, you now begin to consider, look, I will run an election. It is not done that way. Even when the national chairman was zoned to the south, it was not zoned to the south. It was zoned to the south. The southwest wanted the national chairman. We in the south came up to say, no, you should allow the south to run for the chairman because of this and this and that. Because there are also southwest people who are running for the national chairman. People like Professor Tunde Adoniran, people like the Chief Ebonyi George. And so of us came together and look, allow the south to take the chairman. And
all right, Mr. Governor, let me bring in a few other issues. As a matter of fact, some of our viewers have been asking a few questions that are troubling to them concerning your handling of the Oyibo killings. A number of people are saying that it could be a reflection of your sentiments towards Ndibo. Let me read this verbatim. Wike's handling of Igbos, or the Igbos living in Obigbo, that's Oyibo, is heart-wrenching. He opened the wounds of forgotten properties after the Civil War, and he should know power doesn't last forever. There are better ways to handle his constituents than the massacre that happened in Obigbo. That's one of the questions from a viewer there. How would you respond to this issue about your the way you handled the Oyibo killings?
What is the national problem I have with people? The Umahis and Igbo came to Rivers State, led by the president of Umahis and Igbo. The governor of Ebonyi was there. The governor of Abia was there. Can anybody show which of this Igbo man that was killed? Assuming. Now, what is the massacre? I woke up early morning, 3 a.m. I saw a district call from the commissioner of police. That look, they have killed 4 policemen. That look, they burned all the police stations. That look, they burned all the courts in Igbo. And then I got a call from the garrison commander. Sir, they have killed 6 of my men. They burned some of them alive. What do you want me to do? Is there anybody, as you are passing on the road, they say, you're an Igbo man, kill him. Is there anybody? Now, you also know I have no control over the army. You know the policy of the soldiers. When they kill their person, they will go all out. The governor has no control. And I challenge anybody that will say, I directed soldiers to go to Igbo to kill anybody. I don't want to talk about Igbo because, first of all, the policeman that was killed, one of the policemen that was killed was an Igbo man. And I went and I saw a 6-month-old child. The father woke up in the morning to go to work and they killed him. An Igbo police officer was killed. What do you want me to do? I'm not in control of the soldiers. The soldiers went there and said they took 50 of their rifles, police and army, AK-47. You allow such ammunition to be in the hands of hoodlums, terrorists. Do you know the implication of that as regards security in the state? Now, then when I said, okay, I have to impose curfew. Now, it got to the point where at Rumakroshi, where there was a fight, they were now saying that Hausas were killing Igbos. Igbos were killing Hausas. Now, what do you want me to do? I should say no, nothing should happen. I should not impose the curfew to stop these things. Let them show me the massacre. Let them show me the massacre. It is enough to carry propaganda. And you are telling me that somebody will go on what is called a radio and say, if say the policeman, kill him. If say the soldier, kill him. Now change the names. No, hold on. Hold on. Change the names.
Mr. Governor, I'll have to put you on hold. Apologies.
No, I will not agree to
put you on hold
for the first time.
I will allow you to make that point as soon as we come back in a jiffy. Please stay with us. All right, welcome back. You're watching Newsnight Nigeria. My guest tonight is the governor of Rivers State, Nyesom Wike, and he has been explaining and responding to quite a number of issues tonight. Mr. Governor, I want to reassure you that there is no bias. We had a little hitch here and there. We needed to fix that very, very quickly so that you can actually make your point and land on the point that you were trying to make earlier in response to concerns and questions on Twitter about the events that unfolded in Oyibo where lives were lost. And you were trying to explain that. I'd like you to land on that very quickly. Thank you very much.
First of all, let me correct an impression and which people must understand. When people say power is transit, if you are seeking for an elected position, that position is tenured. If you are running for first term, it's 4 years. Highest you can take is 2 tenures, which will make it 8 years. So the issue of whether power is transient or not is neither here nor all of us will know that nobody can continuously be in power. But again, that shouldn't be a threat. The right thing must be done at the right time. Like I said before, I have previously said, look, Rivers State is a peaceful state. Rivers State is a place where we accommodate everybody to live. We want businesses to move on, to thrive. Now, if you watch, I have never one day said IPOP or Igbos, as the case may be, should not do business in Rivers State. When IPOP want to demonstrate, I said, no, I don't want anything that will hamper economic activities in the state. Now, with this NSAS protest, Rivers State was very, very peaceful. There's nowhere in the whole of the 23 local government that was destroyed other than Oyibo local government. And why? IPOP took advantage of the NSAS protest to destroy Oyibo by killing 6 army personnel, by killing 4 police officers, one of them being an Igbo person, by burning down all the police stations, by burning down all the courts. And you, as a sitting governor, what is your advice I should do? How will you want me to handle it? that those hoodlums who came to kill army officers, to kill police officers, to burn down police station, and took away 50 AK-47 and burned down the courts. What I should say is that, look, nobody should do anything against them. I never invited the army, and people must face the truth, that you know how the soldiers behave. And when they feel that one of their own is affected or is killed, not to be burnt, you know they don't even need you to tell them to go and follow, which may be right or wrong. But the point remains that IPOB did not end there. IPOB started changing the names of communities in my state and said that the name is no longer Oyibo, but Obibo, which you know is not fair. I cannot sit as a governor. The name of that local government has been Oyibo and has never been Obibo. You cannot come up overnight to say, yeah, people, you have changed Obibo. Whether anybody likes it or not, we have lived with the Igbos here very well. The Igbos are doing businesses here, and we live together. Even in the southeastern states, the governors have come out to say they are not in support of IPOB. If the southeast governors say they are not in support of IPOB, then you want me, Governor of Rivers State, to say, okay, IPOB, take control of part of the territory of Rivers State for me to answer a good man. They go and begin to put flags on part of rivers, just like what some Boko Haram did in part of Nigeria, to say they control there. And then as a sitting governor, I should say, look, no, let them go ahead. And that is wrong. There must be law and order. Rivers State was one of the most peaceful places after NSAS. When they came, I told them why I was not going to support the NSAS initially. Was, look, we were the ones who started crying against NSAS. What they were doing in the state, how they been killing our people. They said nobody in Nigeria came up to support us. They said, it was politics between PDP and APC. Now, the same NSAS have been killing people in other states. Now, Nigerians are not aware. They say, no, enough is enough of NSAS. I say, fine, if we agree so. But our people understand we should do it peacefully, no destruction, and there was no destruction. Until that night, when
okay,
took
Mr. Governor,
to destroy my people.
We will have to wrap anytime soon, but let me, come in with this. Another issue that concerns the South-South region. I wonder what your thoughts are about this issue of mining rights, allowing Zamfara State to mine its gold, while the Niger Delta is hardly allowed to, mine its oil and all of that. What are your thoughts about this? Because Okowa, the governor of Delta State, has said it is discriminatory at best.
No, you will misquote people. That's not what Okowa said. Okowa said, if that is correct, then it is wrong. If that is correct, then it is not allowed. He didn't say that they were doing that. You see, we must quote people what they have said point by point. Okowa didn't say that Zamfara is mining their gold and selling to central bank. But Okowa said, based on the news we had, if that is correct, it's wrong. The people of the South Side have met, they take their position, and they will present it to when the presidential team comes. So it is, for me, I cannot let the cat out of the bag. Wait for what the position of the South Side is. And from that point, you can now say, yes, we have now gotten the actual story of what is happening, of what's not happening. But I will also appeal to the media. Let us, for the help of this country, report what people said. Not us not interpret based on his statement. Your own interpretation may be different. The man said, I confronted Okowa. Did you say this? Okowa said, look, what he said was, look, from the reason I read it, if that is correct, obviously nobody will support that. But that does not mean that they are doing that. And people must, you see, we must have facts before we come out. I'm not the man who's going to run away from the truth. If we find out that that is the correct thing, obviously, the people of South will take a position. Nobody will allow it. But is it correct of what they have said? That's the point I'm trying to make.
Thank you very much. It's been a great 1 hour with you, the Governor of Rivers State, Nyesom Wike. Thank you so much for joining us on Newsnight. And that's where we'll leave it.
Thank you
so much for joining me. I am Ngozi Alebuni.